Hi everyone, welcome to Levon's Corner. Today we are going to be trying out some red wine to see which one is organic and which one is not, and which one is powder and which one is not. The first wines that we have here are Barefoot, Arrowhead, Maestro, Woodbridge, Noyan Tapan, and Yellowtail. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to open our wine bottles, and then we are going to take a big bucket of water, very cold water, and then also a very small glass. Moving on to our wines, the very first wine that we have is a screw-on cap, as you can see. Bottles number 3, number 5, and number 6, as you can see, they are plastic tops. They are corks, but they are plastic, and they are not made out of trees, or they do not have any pieces of tree inside. So the very first thing that we are going to do is we are going to be taking our wine, and we do want to make sure that it is filled all the way up to the top of the glass, and then we will submerge them into the water very slowly. And at this point, we will be waiting for a few more minutes. The color red that you see coming out into the water is the color that has been colored, or it is the powder, and this indicates that the wine is fake, and this is not real wine. As we take it out of the water, we can see that the water is totally red, and then as well as the cup inside. The wine inside the cup is actually all the way up on the top, and then most of it is water, which means this is a powdered and fake wine. Heading on to our second wine, we are now going to pour our second wine all the way up to the glass, all the way to the top. And then, which afterwards, we will submerge it again into the water. As you can see, a little bit of red does come into the water, in contact with the water, but compared to our very first wine, it is not as much. And at this point, we can tell it is pretty good wine. It's not as bad. After being left inside the water for a few more minutes, we take out the wine and we see that it is keeping its color pretty well, and it is a dark red, which indicates it is very fine wine. Moving on to our third wine, we are going to be testing our third wine. We are going to pour it again all the way up to the cup. Which afterwards we will go ahead and submerge it back into the water, into the very cold water. And we will see what happens then. And to my surprise, it is getting pretty red. I thought this would be good wine as well, but it's starting to get a little bit more red, but not as red. After leaving the wine inside the water for a few more minutes, we will see what color the water turns into. Taking it out now, it is not as bad water, because as we can see, the cup is still nice and red. Moving on to our fourth wine. Our fourth wine is made out of pomegranate, and this is my favorite wine. We are going to be pouring the cup again. And back into the cold water it goes. As we can see, the water does not turn as red as the other few wines that we tested, and this comes to show that this is very good wine. And I'm very surprised that this is a very good wine, because like I said earlier, this is my favorite wine. And as we can see, it is still nice and red inside, which indicates a very fine wine. Let's go ahead and move on to our fifth wine. We are taking our fifth wine. Let's pour it back into the cup. And back into the cold water it goes. Let's submerge it back into the cold water and let's see what the reaction is. Leaving the wine inside the water a little bit longer, we can see that it is spreading pretty actively and pretty quickly. After a few minutes longer, we will be taking out the wine and we will see the final reaction. As we can see, our fifth wine, it is completely almost water. There is no red wine over here, which calls for a fake and non-organic wine. Our sixth wine, let's go ahead and test our sixth wine. Let's go ahead and pour it. And back into the cold water it goes. As you can see, it is a nice dark and burgundy color. And once we do put it inside the water, it's not as bad. But sad to say, after a few minutes longer, it is almost completely all washed out. And as you can see, it is almost all water inside again, which indicates another fake wine. Going back again to review the bottled wines, the first bottle was a very bad wine because obviously it had a screw-on cap. Any wine that is closed with a cap like so, you automatically should figure out that it is not a very good quality of wine. To my surprise, our second and our fourth wine, which was our pomegranate wine, they were very good wines. And the sixth wine was not all that. Also the third one. Also, let's look over here very closely, which we see it's made out of very fine grains and also tree parts. And then this one as well. It is also not plastic and it has also grains in it. Our third, fifth, and sixth caps, as we can see, they are most likely made out of plastic parts, and which indicates these are not also very good wines. Also, have you guys ever noticed how there's like a little hole on the bottom of the glass? Well, this is for you so you can hold it with your thumb, pull it over, and then also pour the wine. Just like this. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like, thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.